One of the most difficult aspects of dealing with AIDS is prevention. And HIV prevention is about behavior. And in HIV prevention, communicators can save more lives than doctors, because it's about knowing, about understanding, about feeling, about being ready at the moment that you may run a risk, particularly when it comes to sex. And that's why this initiative by the Serge Dimond Fund and Tsinghua University and Fudan University is so important. And what I found particularly interesting when I was head of UNAIDS and we received the students in communications was that they came from a completely different angle than the people working in UNAIDS whose daily life is dealing with AIDS. Here we had emerging experts in communication coming from China, where communication about AIDS had not been really at the forefront of public health and of dealing with AIDS. And so they came with a very open mind, I must say. Sometimes I think they may have been shocked. I remember the first student we had was hosted by a gay couple, and that was also not done on purpose, but I think that was part of, welcome to the world of AIDS, to say so. But they were such fast learners, it was unbelievable. As the cliché is, that's what you expect from Chinese, but it is absolutely true. They were clearly very well prepared, they knew all the theory, but then handling risk communication, the fact that also we had to constantly deal with with messages and with critiques and with opinions from very different sides, from the pharmaceutical industry, from activists attacking pharmaceutical industry, most people feeling that not enough was being done about AIDS. Others, like particularly in government, saying, we were doing too much, or we don't want to deal with, with sex, with drugs. So it is actually, in a sense, an incredible laboratory for, training in communications, and that's dealing with AIDS. Because no 2 days are the same, and you need to really understand profoundly the feelings, the opinions, the beliefs, perceptions of a very diverse set of audiences. And therefore, I think it was a wonderful opportunity, I imagine, for the students, but also for us. So it was, not a one-way street. We also learned a lot of perceptions by young Chinese with a great education, and that's also important for us to build on our messages. Conversation around AIDS in China in 2003 was nearly, all underground or in highly official meetings. And what I found is that at the, senior official level, there was a starting, openness was starting, but in the media, in even social media and so on, there was hardly anything was going on around AIDS, and yet people became infected, and the virus was spreading, and so it was really important to develop a cadre of communicators who understand the problem, AIDS, and also who know how to react in the Chinese context, but building on international experience. We're all the same people. I am, a strong belief I have wherever we are in the world. But when it comes to telling the story, when it comes to making sure that people understand how they can protect themselves from becoming infected and all that, you need to come from that community, and you need to understand fully the beliefs and the culture and so on. Nothing can replace communication when it comes to HIV prevention, because, as the slogan was for ACT UP is that silence is death. If you don't know, how can you react? How can you have safe behavior and so on? And then secondly, it's not only knowing, but also making sure that you fully understand what the risks are during sex, how to protect yourself, to be prepared, and also communicate about discrimination. One of our fundamental obstacles to deal with HIV is the fact that people are rejected, stigmatized, blamed. And as long as that's the case, you can't deal up front with the problem. And again, that's where communication is so essential.